Hello everyone, today I'm doing a deck profile on my Curse Dragon. So from the new from the new Climax booster, Curse Dragon was released. And it's a deck that involves putting cards from the top of your opponent's deck underneath their flag, and once they have a set number under their flag, you insta win the game. It's a win condition. So let's get started. The body we play is Black Dragon Night Gale. This is the SP art. Very beautiful. Without this card, your deck essentially doesn't work. Call cost pay engage. When this card enters the field, if your opponent has a card under their flag, destroy a card on your opponent's field. When this card is destroyed, you may pay 1 life. If you do, put the top card of your opponent's deck face up under their flag and return this card to hand. So essentially, enter, destroy cards on their opponent's field if they have card under their flag, and when they destroyed, the most important part, pay 1 life, put 1 under the flag, return this card to your hand. So essentially, this card, you can retrieve it endlessly and recall it every time. So yeah, you will never lose this card technically speaking, unless its ability is nullified, which there are ways to prevent that. So yeah, first card, Overturn Black Death Dragon Abigail. Call cost pay to gauge. Overturn pay engage during your main phase at the beginning of your opponent's next turn, and that turn during your next turn, cards on your field cannot attack. So this is just to give you extra turns, since Curse Knights don't really need to attack, they just need to stockpile cards on their opponent's flag. So yeah, this is just to give you the extra to get more cards under the flag. So yeah, pretty good. 1 copy since it's been restricted to 1 only. It's too good. Next up, 3 copies of Chaos Delbert. Simple, top will enter the field, look at the 3 cards of the deck, add 1 to hand, put the rest to drop zone. This is just to filter through your deck and gain the cards that you need quickly. Next up, 3 copies of Black Dragon Knight Zevon's the Stygian. Call cost, put up to 2 Curse Dragon from your drop zone into its soul and pay engage. The size of all originally size 1 Curse Dragon on your field is reduced by 1. So your Gale can become a size 0. And counter act, choose a monster on the field. You may drop a card from this soul. If you do, destroy the chosen card. If your opponent has a card under their flag, you gain 2 life. So also you can essentially remove 1 soul and destroy your Gale and pay 1 life retrieve back. Also, if you want, you can actually destroy your opponent monster as well if you want to play like that. So this card is quite flexible and it's a great card to play. So yeah, 3 copies. That's all for size 3s. Now for the only size 2 in the deck, 3 copies of Black Dragon Knight Lazam. You may call this once per turn. When this card in the field, you may discard a hand card. If you do, put up to 1 size 1 Curse Dragon monster or Curse Dragon spell is set from your deck into your hand and shuffle your deck. So this is to fetch out card like Gale or the main set spell of the deck, which is the win con of this game. So yeah, 3 copies. Next up, 4 of our buddy Black Dragon Knight Gale. This is the secret pack version. This is the SP version. Very nice. So yeah, 4 copies. Standard card in the deck. Next up, 4 copies of Black Dragon Knight Arbol. When this card enters the field, you put the top card of the deck into your gauge and you gain 1 life. Then, if your opponent has a card under their flag, draw a card. So charge and draw, gain 1 life. Pretty good. That's all for monsters. Now moving on to the main deck. 3 copies of Sentence of Curse. This is the main set spell of the deck. This is what allows you to win by putting card under their flag. This card on the field cannot be destroyed or returned to hand. At the start of your opponent's turn, put the top card of your opponent's deck face down under the flag. Then, if your opponent has 15 or more cards under the flag, you win the fight. You only step once per field on the field. So basically, once your opponent hit 15, you just end the game immediately. So all you need to do is make sure by the end of your turn, your opponent have 14, then this one will hit 15. So yeah, very quick way to win. Make sure, just take note that the VOP must be effect at the start of the turn. So you need to at least have 14, then 14, then you can win this game. Also, fun fact, if your opponent put Lost World on top of their flag, it does count as adding a card under the flag. So just take note of that if your opponent is threatening to use Lost World. Not that you will live if they get to that point, honestly. Next up, 4 copies of Curse Ritual. Cast cost. Destroy a Curse Dragon on your field. You gain 2 life and draw 2 cards. Then if your opponent has 2 or more cards under the flag, draw a card. You only cast this once per turn. So essentially, it's gain 2 life, draw 2, then draw a third one if you have 2 or more flags. So draw 3, gain 2. And since you're destroying Curse Dragons, which you just destroy Gale normally as a target to get more effects. Next up, 3 copies of Curse Destruction. Destroy a Curse Dragon monster on your field as the cast cost. Counter choose one of the following 2, you may use this one for turn. Drop the top 2 cards of your deck. If it's a Black Dragon Knight Gale among them, put the top 3 cards of your opponent's deck under their flag. So that's actually quite the gamble. It's quite luck based. If you are able to pull this off, you just sped up your whole thing by a lot. And the second skill, counter destroy a card on your opponent's field, which is most likely what you use. But if you want to risk the top 2, go ahead. Sometimes it pays off, most of the time it doesn't. Next up, 3 copies of Devil's Stigma. You cannot cast this during the final phase. Counter destroy a monster on your field. If you do, put the top 2 card of your deck into your gauge and you gain 1 life. So just use this to destroy Gale, charge 2 gauge, gain 1 life, then pay that return and call it back again. So yeah, this is just to help you bomb Gale, since my deck can actually turbo to like 6 to 7 cards on your opponent's under flag in 1 turn, if they don't have cards like Loyalty to stop you from calling more than 3 monsters. So yeah. Next up, 2 copies of Banquet for the Unrighteousness. Choose and use on the following 2. You may cast this once per turn. Look at 3 cards on the top of your deck. Put up to 1 monster from a deck into your hand and put the rest into your drop zone. Or put a card from your drop zone face down into the soul of a monster on your field. So what you can do is top 3, add a monster. Or you can put the top card deck, put a card from drop zone face down under the soul. Then you can use this card to remove the soul and bomb another card. So yeah, you can use it both ways. Strong card. Next up, 2 copies of Curse Decline. You can play 3 if you want, just less defensive that. You may cast this card without paying its cast cost if your opponent has 8 or more cards under the flag. Cast cost pay 2k, pay 1 life. Choose up to 3 cards on your opponent field, and for this turn they get minus 8 K power, 8k defense, and critical minus 2. So it's like guard down but with more emphasis on power and defense reduction. So yeah, good card. Next up, 2 copies of Demolition Bite. Cast cost pay 1 gauge, pay 1 life. Choose and use the following 2. Counter destroy all monsters on each player's field, or return up to 10 cards from your opponent's drop zone into the deck and shuffle the deck. So basically, if you want to return, you can, but mostly I use for the counter destruction. Let's say I have 3 Gales on my field. Then I cast counter this one. I destroy all 3. I just need to pay 3 life, add back to hand, and then put 3 cards on the flag. So you can use this as extra destruction effect. So it's up to you. Next up, 2 copies of Curse Field. It's another set spell. When a card is put under your opponent's flag by card effects, actually just put under general. Put the top card of deck to your gauge and draw a card. This ability only activates once per turn. Also, at the start of each player's attack phase, you may call a size 1 Curse Dragon from the drop zone by paying its cost. So essentially, you can flashback cards like Gale or Allbow for extra charge and draw. So yeah, pretty dang useful. You just set 1 on the field at a time. You can also search for it via the size 2 effect. Next up, 2 copies of Curse Light. Cast card, destroy a Curse Dragon monster on your field. Counter, choose and use on the following 2. You may cast this once per turn. Put the top 3 cards of your deck into your gauge, or you can gain 4 life. So you can essentially destroy this and either gain gauge or life, depending on what you need. Mostly I do gauge because my gauge is not high enough for Gale, since I love to spam. Strong card. Sorry for the camera. Next up, 2 copies of Underration. Put up to 1 Curse Dragon monster from the drop zone into your hand. Then, if your opponent has 2 or more cards under their flag, you gain 2 life. If 3 or more, put the top 2 cards in deck to your gauge. You can't do that. So you can flashback Gale about size 3 or size 2. Then just add 2 gauge and 2 life. Strong. Next up, 2 copies of 100 Demon Sorcery Death Sacrifice. Cast card, destroy as many monsters on your field as you like. Draw cards equal to the number of monsters destroyed. You may cast this 1 per turn. So let's say you destroy 3 Gales, you draw 3, then you can put 3 under the flag again. So yeah. Next up, 2 copies of Scarbind. You may cast this card if your opponent has a card under their flag. Counter, rest the monster on your opponent's field. Then if your opponent has 8 or more under their flag, rest all cards on the opponent's field instead. So yeah, your defensive card to stop your opponent's attack. 1 copy of Gambit, because you can only play 1. Return all monsters from the field to your hand. So basically, you can just return all your Herbal back to your hand, then call them back again for extra charge and draw. Yeah. You don't have to play this card, but I play it just because. Drink on the soul and power from the blood. Cast cost pay 1 life, put the top card of your deck to your gauge, and you may put a Darkness Dragon World Buddy monster from the drop zone into your hand. So I use it mostly to retrieve Gale if I send it to drop zone and I have no way to retrieve it. So yeah, it also gives you 1 gauge. Lastly, 3 copies of Black Dragon Sword Gale Blade. This item is amazing. All Curse Dragon on your field cannot be destroyed or returned to hand, and their abilities cannot be nullified by your bonus card effect. So this basically protects your Curse Dragon entirely, including itself. So the only way to put this to drop zone by card effect. Second ability, Act. You may pay 1 gauge and rest this card. If you do, put the top card of your opponent's deck face out under the flag. Then if your opponent has 2 or more cards under the flag, draw a card. So if you want to be greedy, you can just do it once, you create another one, do it again and again. If you want to just quickly add flag. But you can't really add this back from the drop zone since Underration only has monsters. Oh well. Still a great card to help you excel. That's all for my Curse Dragon deck. Be sure to leave a like and I hope you enjoyed the video. So goodbye.